The report Mara files is the strangest of her career because it debunks nothing. Every line is rational, every line is verifiable, and taken together they describe an event that should, by all her instincts, be impossible, and was not. She has spent 4 days proving there is no miracle in Pimako. She succeeded. Somehow that feels less like winning and more like being handed a much larger question. What stays with her is the mechanism because it is so unglamorously real. Animals are masters of reading state. They survive by it. A nervous system in distress signals through 100 tiny channels: breath, posture, the set of the eyes. Anira had simply made her own signal trustworthy and learned to read theirs. It is biology, not mysticism. The mysticism was only ever in how rarely a human bothers to try. She thinks about her own life, the noise of it, the constant inner argument, the grabbing, the certainty that listening is a thing you do while waiting to speak. She had come to this valley to explain away a girl's quiet, and instead the quiet has explained something away in her. Some long assumption that attention is passive, secondary, soft. In Pimako, she watched attention stop a wolf. There was nothing soft about it. She asks Anira on the last morning whether the gift ever frightens her. The girl considers it seriously. "It isn't a gift," she says again, patiently, "and the only frightening part is how alone it is. Everyone wants me to do the magic. No one wants to learn the quiet." She looks at Mara. "You're the first who asked how instead of what." It is the saddest sentence anyone has said to Mara in years. The StillMind elders have a phrase for it that Dorje repeats as she packs. The power is never the point. The wolf, the herd, the calmed horse, these are not achievements to chase. They are side effects, ripples, evidence that someone sat still long enough to truly meet another mind. Aim at the power, the old ones say, and you lose it. Aim at the attention, and the rest simply follows, like animals down a hill. Mara, ever the analyst, cannot help testing the claim against her own field. Therapists know it, that a regulated presence can calm a panicking patient. Parents know it, soldiers know it, anyone who has ever steadied a frightened creature by being steady themselves. The science has names for it: co-regulation, attunement, the contagion of calm. Anira simply does, with animals and without words, what the rest of us manage only rarely and badly. She is honest, in the end, in the privacy of her recorder. "I came to expose a fraud," she says into it, alone in her room. "I found instead a discipline I do not have." The girl is not supernatural. She is something harder to accept. She is what a human being becomes when they stop and listen and mean it. "I have spent my life unable to do the one thing this child does without trying." Before she leaves, she does something she would never write in a report. She climbs alone to the gray stone above the pasture, sits, and tries once more to find the weather Anira spoke of, not to prove anything, not for the page, just to feel, for one honest minute, what it is to stop arriving. The valley does not perform a miracle, but the wind moves through the grass, and for once, she lets it. She descends with the report finished and something unfinished in her chest. Case 001, she will mark it, explained. And yet she knows, with the certainty she usually reserves for facts, that nothing about her is quite the same. She has not become a believer. She has become something more dangerous to a skeptic, curious. As she takes the path down the gorge, she notices, without trying, exactly how the mules are breathing.